The Leadership Center was founded by the US-based charity Art for Humanity and seeks to prepare Hondurans to lead their nation out of poverty by educating the future female leaders of Honduras. I interviewed Glenn Evans, the founder of Art for Humanity, and asked him why he chose Honduras in particular to devote his time and energy to help.
I had a house fire at home, and the laborers happened to be from Honduras. I met them. In connecting with them, I realized they were disconnected from their family. I thought some of the problems they're experiencing in life would be lessened if they had some contact with their family. And so I offered to make a video of them, deliver the video to their family, and make a video of their family and bring it back to them. In the process of doing that, discovered where Honduras is. I had never been here. I had never really even looked for it on the map. And so it was just totally circumstantial. It could have been somewhere else, but it ends up that the poverty here is just unimaginable. It's the second poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. I have volunteered in Southeast D.C. in a crack cocaine recovery center with homeless men for almost 20 years now. And the poverty of D.C. seems like luxury here.
The campus is located high in the pine forest of Las Bayas, close to many natural waterfalls and breathtaking views. It takes about an hour to drive there from the main road, but it's only really accessible by four-wheel drive or motorbike. I talked to some of the volunteers about what life is like on campus.
Initially, the hardest thing about being at the Leadership Center is probably the location, in the sense that we're in a very rural, very remote location. Although we're only 10 miles from a nearby town that has restaurants, hotel, small supermarket, and other things. The road is extremely bumpy, all dirt and rocks, and so it's 40 minutes in a car, 40 minutes to an hour in a car. And so initially that's the most difficult thing, is transitioning from myself living in Seattle, over 1 million people in the city, always interacting with other people, to being out kind of on your own.
It's kind of weird because at the beginning it's like one of the hardest things to go through, but then by the second week that you're there, it's one of your favorite things about it.
Well, my favorite regular meal on campus is baleadas, kind of the traditional Honduran food, flour tortillas instead of corn tortillas, and beans and eggs and cheese, so that's pretty basic. And that's a regular for us. Every week we have that.
Baleadas. I think that's everybody's favorite meal.
Baleadas.
I don't know. Pastelitos.
I was interested to find out why the volunteers had decided to leave their lives back home and volunteer to help in an impoverished country.
I enjoy, my job as an engineer, enjoy the people I work with, enjoy what I do, but felt like I kind of wanted to do something more. So I actually went back to school, got my master's degree in international community development.
I had a strong passion for women, and so when I was here last time, I felt like they weren't not abused necessarily in general, just mistreated compared to how most of the world was getting along.
What really struck me about Art for Humanity and this particular opportunity was kind of the slogan that they have on their website, helping the poor help themselves. I wanted to be involved with something where I wasn't just giving free handouts and wasn't giving help in a way that created dependency on me or on an organization, but rather helping in a way that would change long term and that would be sustainable.
The strategy, the model under which Art for Humanity operates here in Honduras is, our goal is not to own anything or control anything. Our goal, our mission, is to empower and equip others to do that.
I do believe in helping developing countries. I think it's important, especially as we become a more world economy, to all help each other. We're all interconnected, and I think kind of a rising tide lifts all ships. And then secondary, and what was most dear to my heart was women, and helping women kind of develop. So that's something I've been doing for pretty much my entire professional career. So I wanted to be a part of doing that.
I guess where we were working with the missionaries in Zambrano was good. It was fun, but it wasn't quite as hands-on, I guess, with the problem that we saw in Honduras.
You ask any Honduran, what are some problems with your country, and they say things like corruption in the government, corruption in the police force, bad education system, and a lot of that from Honduran viewpoint stems from just having dishonest people or having people who are out for their own interests as opposed to the interest of their country and the interest of others.
Honduras needs leaders that will think of Honduras and not think of themselves, and I think that they need leaders that don't rely on the United States for every cent that they get.
I also volunteered in India back a long time ago when India really was impoverished, and have seen what could happen when people invest in education.
Most of these girls come from an education system that has problems, that teachers aren't being paid, so they don't show up to class. So while they went to 4 years of high school, maybe they only spent 2 to 3 years actually in classes.
When we were in Zambrano working and just learning about the culture for the first time, we kept going back to what's the problem, like why are women mistreated, why are there, why are diseases more rampant, et cetera, et cetera. And it always goes back to education, and that's really what we found out, day 3 or 4 of our mission trip, was everything goes back to education.
The more educated you can make the population, and the more interested you can get people in leading and in taking a leadership role, the better chances you have of advancing the whole economy.
I believe, with all my heart, or else I wouldn't be involved here, that there's a great potential and a lot of opportunities moving forward to change the country of Honduras.
There's a lot to face too, though. There's a lot of obstacles they have to overcome. But, I'm not good with timelines, so I don't know if it's in the next 5 years or the next 50 or 100, but I think they've got a lot of potential.
I think, like any society, it has to come from within, and I think it's going to involve an evolution of their culture.
I think probably our biggest success is in attracting just super volunteers. They are amazing in their dedication, they're amazing in their abilities. They come from all walks of life and from different countries, largely from the States, but from other countries as well. And they come really to give and to serve. And I think, just they make it possible.
We look for a wide variety of volunteers. Volunteers with English skills to help with English. Volunteers who have participated in business development, so they're able to teach our girls business principles in case they want to go out and start their own business in the future. Volunteers who have experience in the government. Some of our girls have a desire to hold a government position in the future. So really we're looking for volunteers with a wide variety of capabilities and skills and abilities, but the common thread is that they really want to see change. They have a desire to impact the lives of the students here in a very positive way.
I don't think you can go to Leadership Center, even if it's just for 2 weeks, and not come back thinking differently than you did before you left. Just about, education and about even yourself. So I think it's an overall tremendously positive experience.
If you're interested in volunteering to help the Leadership Centre, you can click on the link below or go to artforhumanity.org and follow the links. The Leadership Centre isn't just a university, it's also a coffee plantation where both the students and volunteers help to grow coffee for the school to sell.
The school grows coffee primarily for one reason, to help financially support the goals of the university, the goals of the school. It also gives our girls an opportunity while they're receiving free education, free food, free housing, free medicine, anything they need is taken care of by the organization. It's a way for them to give back by working in the coffee, by keeping that project sustainable.
We wanted to have the college to be self-sustaining so that it would not always be dependent on financial resources from the States or other countries. And so my idea was to plant coffee. And coffee can be a profitable agricultural production.
Currently, the school is very dependent on contributions from foreign funds. The goal would be that at some point in the future, we would get to the point that if 100% of foreign funds vanished in a day, we'd still be able to continue everything that we're doing here.
Although the coffee plantation should provide some financial stability in the next 5 years, there is still a need for financial support now. Any financial contribution can help the people of Honduras and the development of the Leadership Center. If you would like to support the Leadership Center, please follow the link below or go to artforhumanity.org to make a contribution.